Hello, everyone. Welcome out to CarShield Field for today's PCDL matchup. It's amazing. We have gray versus gold. Is anybody else? I'm not shocked. Gray versus gold. Team Perk versus Team Huss. You know, I haven't checked this, guys, but is Team Perk ahead in wins? I believe it is. We're going to have to check that out. I don't think anybody really cares. But maybe coach, maybe the coaches. But it's a developmental league. We're not worried about the wins and losses today. Today we have Mr. David Baker starting off for the Gold Squad in the transfer portal last year at Arkansas State. This young man has thrown pretty well. Over the first 3 weeks. This is, I believe, we're in week 4, aren't we? Yes, are we in week 4, Lane? Yeah. That's what I thought. We are in week 4. It is rolling right on by. We're going to be heading through the next few weeks here in July, ending the last week in July. And we have number 77 leading off here for the Gray Squad in Cooper Thornhill. And we've got the officials ready to go. Want to also encourage everybody today. We've got the podcast coming out this afternoon, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Keep Climbing with Brett Graves. He's going to be joined by Darren Sissel as Strike One goes to Cooper Thornhill. Love the pop of the glove. But we're excited to be doing the podcasts from the stadium here. We were up in the tents over there. I guess that's the party side. Here at CarShield Field, we appreciate the folks with the O'Fallon Hoots giving us the opportunity to do that. And the conversations have been really good. We've got a 1-2 count to Thornhill. It's the VIP section. Well, we're VIPs. That's what we're doing here. But record another one today. Good conversations. Make sure you tune in as Thornhill goes down on strikes. And Mr. Sebastian behind the plate, it's early, chucks it into left field. Tune in 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Keep Climbing podcast with Brett Graves. Out number 1 on the K brings up Jackson Beeman. Came into the league this past week. Got his first dose of PCDL. He's wearing number 9 this week. There we go. All right. We know that now. He still might be wearing 16 in gray. Who knows? We'll find out, though. And that is a strike. Just misses inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Foul tipped into the glove for strike 2. On deck, Oliver Karchi. And that is outside for ball 3. So full count to Beeman. James Dolly in the hole. James Dolly had himself a day last I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday here. And that stays inside. And 1 out walk. Nice at bat for Beeman. Oliver Karchi, who's been playing some good baseball over the first 3 weeks of the league. Takes a strike up in the zone. Dolly had himself a sky-scraping home run here last week. 0-2. Hit the back of the bleachers out there in left field. So Barker does not want to like to get the old proverbial ground ball double play here. The runner goes, swing and a miss. Throw is off the mark. Carchi goes down on strikes and a stolen base, and that brings Dolly to the plate. RBI opportunity for Dolly. Let's see if he can stay hot. And he chucked that one behind him. For ball one. That was a little, excuse me, I didn't mean to do that. Foul back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike to Dolly. We're going to be going 6.5 innings today, folks. That's upstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. Little grounder is going to be fair. The throw by Jones is in the seats. And Dolly is at second base. I'm going to call that an infield single, and then advancing to second on the throwing error if you're scoring at home. So Dolly with another RBI brings up Trey Kent Landrum hitting in this spot. Quickly down 0-2. Fastball misses up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dolly at second. Opportunity to increase the lead. Barker slings it up there pretty good. And when I say sling, you look at that arm slot as it comes at you, kind of right out of his ear hole. Misses outside. Dolly. Oh! And the ball is thrown into left field by Ethan Sebastian behind the plate. Dolly with another with a stolen base and scores on the throwing error. 2-0 ball game here for the Gray Squad. Showing off the speed, baby. Popped up, shallow right field. No, and it drops between them. Tough there. Both guys coming hard. That was Linneman and looked like Dickinson at second. Avoided the collision, which was good. falls in for a single for Kent Landrum. Brings up Skylar Stock. We had a chance to talk with this young man last week. It was a fun conversation. Enjoyed that. Jackson Vaughn on deck. Ooh, fouled off the shin bone. Nice throw, Blue. One ball, one strike. Foul to the fence. 1-2. Barker's got a couple of Ks here, but a couple runs sandwiched around it. Runner goes. Throw down is much better, but not in time. Great jump by Landrum. Gets the stolen base, and it is ball 2. And the strikeout ends the inning, so Barker strikes out the side, allows 2 runs, and we head to the bottom of the first inning, 2-0 Gray.
It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a good one.
Definitely a different type of process.
Cut down or freeze up.
Being a coach's son.
Jackson, of course, they keep retooling. One stolen base, a hit by pitch. Oh my goodness. Drew, want to give a shout out to SSM Therapy. They're out here every week working with these kids. They're doing this of their own opportunity. So SSM Therapy, they work out of the building over there at Premier Pitching and Performance. So check them out if you're in need of some physical therapy from injury or just want to get more stretchy, I guess would be the thing, right? Right, Lane? Increase your flexibility and mobility. Learn how to stretch, right? SSM Therapy. We'll get some more information. It's up there. I'm trying to, and you know what? I had the gentleman's name earlier. I was thinking about it and went right out of my brain. I got to write things down. I have to write things down. Brad Henderson. That's the crack information guru back here, Mr. Lane Harris, taking care of business. Thank you, Lane. Sean Rauscher at the plate leading off for the Gold Squad. On the mound is Luke Wright, big lefty. We've seen, this is our third go-round with Luke Wright. Lindenwood University out of Parkway West High School. Strike there. Drew, give me, I was looking through my stuff. What do we got? 2-1? 1-1? 1 ball, 1 strike. Wow. That didn't go as fast as I thought. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's 2-2. That's all right. We got it. We're there, man. That's fouled into the fence. Rauscher stays alive. Got the guys working down the line there, getting themselves ready to pitch. Good pitch. That was a great changeup. Just fell off the table. Rauscher swings over the top for strike for the first out. Brings up Colton Nichols. That is a ball. Misses in. One ball, one strike. You know, I was looking down at some names in between that, and you hear the big pop. Swing and a miss. One ball, two strikes. Nichols from Hallsville, Missouri. Currently at Columbia College, NAIA school. Oh, a great pitch. That ball just came right back over the inside corner of the plate and just froze him. So back-to-back Ks for Wright. This is where it'll be interesting and what these guys are working on here. We've seen a lot of pitchers in these situations where they've gotten quick outs. Can they finish it and get their team back in the dugout? Jaden Jones skies one deep and out of the ballpark. A little opposite field home run. Wind blowing. He got it up in there. And Jaden Jones with the 2-out home run. That ball started carrying, boy. That's weird. Brings up Marcus Graham. Catcher from Missouri Baptist University takes ball one. A native of Australia. Fantastic conversation. If you didn't get a chance to catch that Premier Player Spotlight, I would encourage you to do so. It was fun conversation. Interesting getting a look at what baseball's like in Australia and the differences, you know. And that is grounded foul. Bryce Byers on deck. Two balls and a strike. Three one. Catches the outside corner. It's full. So Wright trying to shake off that 2-out home run, finish off the inning against Graham, and a ground ball to the first baseman. That is 3 unassisted, and we're heading to the top of the second, 2-1 Gray.
Not necessarily that I was like some big fisher by any means, but the analogy of like big fish, little pond. Holy cow! When you start to realize where your talent fits in this grand picture of what baseball actually is, not just what you've been exposed to, your mind's like, holy cow! I better step it up.
coming to the plate with, yes, it is David Barker back on the mound. You know, the only way I can tell him a difference, Lane, is by the number. And it is ball one. Jackson Vaughn. He's decommitted recently from Wichita State, working on getting himself back, and a ground ball. That's one thing I like about Jackson Vaughn. I've seen him play since his sophomore year. This young man has great pop in his bat, but he does this as well as anybody. Single ground ball. He hits the ball to all fields. Can hit with power. Can get on base. This young man can swing the bat. And Noah Hendrickson at the plate flies out for out number one to center field. Oh, folks, we're having a lot of fun up here in the booth. It's a good day. It's Monday. Why not? We're just sitting here watching baseball, talking baseball, having some fun. It's Monday. It's a beautiful morning. It's not too hot. And Mr. Barker throwing strikes. Cohen Linderer at the plate. Former Hillsboro Hawk. Gotta love that, right? 0-2. Hillsboro, man, they've been trying for a long time to beat Festus. And, I mean, that's some of the closest games. You talk about it's kind of, and the ball's away from the catcher. Nice jump by Vaughn. Gets to second base on the pass ball. But the Hawks, I mean, they 1-0 ball game again this year in districts. It's just amazing. And that's a big high chopper. Going to be a tough play. Oh, and the throw is offline from Dickinson, and the speedy Linderer gets on the air. And Jackson Vaughn scores all the way from second. Didn't slow down. There you go. See, that's where the competitive juices come into play. That's what it is, sister. Little domage. Did that hit the bat or his helmet? Well, I would say Mullinex, he ain't going to take his base. I think they're calling foul ball. Yeah, foul ball. Hit the bat. Either way, we have a strike. And the runner back to first base, and ball one. For now, it's only speculation. Oh, and the throw over gets away from Byers, and Linderer on his way to second. So, some errors by the Gold Squad has allowed the extra bases here in the first 2 innings from this Gold team. Monday after a big holiday weekend is what it looks like. Linderer had a great jump. Ball was fouled back into the fence. Got to head back to second base. I love the aggressiveness by the Gray Squad. These guys are getting good jumps. And they are running all day right now on Barker. who's having a hard time helping his catcher with the running game. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Barker this time not happy with himself with the hit by pitch. You can tell he's not happy, a little frustrated. He's had a little bit of trouble with that slider on the inner half. Hasn't been able to get it where he wants it. Brings up Sean Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell's been hitting pretty well. He's in the portal out of on the throw down, and Jones didn't get to the bag, and that was a great throw and probably an out. But falls asleep at third base and double steal. One ball, 1 strike to Mitchell. Sebastian makes a great throw. And that's outside. 2 balls and a strike. I think the Gold team would like to come back and get the wake-up call a little bit here this morning. Ground ball is going to get through. Oh, knocked down, but not going to have a play is Rauscher. Saves a run, but a single from Mitchell gets another RBI here for the Gray squad. And we have first and third with just 1 out as Sebastian goes out to talk to Barker and brings up Jack Cartwright, who's had himself a couple of weeks here. He's been hitting the ball very well in the PCDL. Big, strong kid. Cartwright playing at Culver Stockton out of Holt High School. Strike 1. Oh, and another errant throw on the pickoff from Barker. Mullenix scores from third, and Mitchell heads to second base. That's grounded foul into the dugout. 0-2. Barker trying to regroup here, get himself out of this inning. And Cartwright goes down on strikes, looking for out number 2. We're back to the top with Cooper Thornhill, who struck out his first at bat. Takes a ball inside. Baseball 101. Got to learn how to get out the way. Big cut. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 2 strikes now to Thornhill. That misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And lined through the hole. Oh, Thornhill comes up limping. Throw coming from Linneman is not going to be in time. And it looks like Thornhill has a hamstring issue there. Well, there you go. Brett Anderson from SSM. I'm sure he'll get up there to see him and take a look at that injury. And that does it for the extra run there. Mitchell scores on the single from Thornhill. We're heading to the bottom of the second inning. Oh, it's like what? 6-1? There you go.
I'm here with Coach Burley today at the GAC North Classic here at CarShield. First off, Coach, thanks for giving me out of class today on this beautiful day. I'm gonna watch some baseball, you know. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta go back to the basics with them.
Sometimes, yeah.
I love it. I agree completely. Coaching wise, we talked to infielders. I would talk to infielders. Look, because we're so caught up in, give me max effort. And so in our minds, effort is straining, is stress, moving. No.
Quick and flowy.
Smoother. And I would always say this, smoother is faster.
Yep.
When you see somebody come through, boom, smooth, boom, all of a sudden, you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, folks, we're back. I know you watched that last half inning. We kept the sound off due to the fact that we had the testing of the emergency broadcasting system sirens for tornadoes going off through that whole inning. So we saved you from that. And we are back here at the ballpark. It was a 1-2-3. Nice job by Luke Wright. Big shout out to Luke Wright. Good outing for him. His 2 innings. Gave up the 1 home run to Jaden Jones. And with 3 Ks in his 2 innings of work. So we're starting off here. Leading off this is Jackson Beeman against number 30. Will be Tristan McMean, Greenville University out of Edwardsville High School, taking the mound. I believe this is his 2nd week of work as the goal team tries to get back in this ball game here in the top of the 3rd inning. Nice throw. I will tell you, folks, one of the most impressive things I saw was actually I was able to go to the 09 All-Star game at Busch Stadium. Yadier Molina behind the plate between innings. Who's the Phillies' second baseman? Thank you, Chase Utley. Heck of a baseball player. Between innings, it was a thing to watch. You don't see these things on TV, but Chase Utley would go straddle, stick his glove out over second base, and every time he never moved his glove, Yachty would just hit the glove. It was an impressive thing to watch. Misses low. 2 balls and a strike to Beeman, leading off this top of the 3rd inning. Pops it up on the infield. Whew. That's a major league pop fly right there. Out number 1, Dickinson makes the play. Oliver Carchi at the plate now. Struck out his first at bat. Takes strike 1. Quickly 0-2. McMean coming out. Aggressive in the zone. Just misses outside. Good pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Carchi. Misses with the changeup. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fouled off. We'll do it again. James Dolly. Good hustle. Getting the baseball. Heck, you think that would be a cool job, guys? Being the ball boy for a major league team? Wonder if they'd hire an old guy. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Get some goggles. Heck of a pitch by McMean. Freezes Karchi. 2 outs. Brings up James Dolly. Single. Advanced on 2 throwing errors and scored in the first inning. It's ball 1. McMean wants a new baseball. Oh, good pitch. Bottom just fell out of that. Dolly over the top. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Be interesting to see if he comes back with another off speed or goes. He does, and it plunks off the dome of Dolly and all the way back to the fence. I don't think it phased him. So get on any way you can, and he does. The hit by pitch brings up Trey Kent Landrum. Singled, stole a base, was stranded at second base in the first inning. Off balance, fouled back, strike 1. Need a bucket over there for all the protective gear on the ball field. Lined into shallow center field. Catch made by the second baseman, Dickinson. And that's the last out. We're heading to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Score 6-1 Gray.
Give me a good one.
Give me a good one. Definitely a different type of process.
Cut down or freeze up.
Being a coach's son,
Jackson, of course, they keep retooling. 1 stolen base, a hit by pitch. Oh my goodness. this Halim? Zach Halim on the mound, starting the bottom of the third inning for the Gray Squad. Anthony Gura coming to the plate. Wallace Dothan Community College. Halim pitched at and played at Summit High School here in the Rockwood School District, Metro St. Louis area. It's been a slow start for this Gold Squad offensively as Gura fouls back the first pitch. Lifts one to left center field. Under it is center field, making the catch for out number one. So Halim off to a good start. Couple pitches. Gets the fly out. Joey Linneman at the plate. Takes ball one. Pop back foul, out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. That misses in. Three one to Linneman. Halim got the quick out. He's down 3-1 here. Got to work back in this count. Tax misses up. 1 out walk to Linneman. So we've got McMean for 1 more inning. We're going to get Zach Halim here for 2 innings. We're going to see Rusty Buckner, Dominic DeBella, and then Peyton Lavasseur, who will be rounding out the pitching for today's contest. Oh! Andrew Kovalak gets the hit by pitch. We got 2 on with 1 out. And so let's see if Halim can get back in this. Was his struggle a little bit last week when we saw him pitch. Getting behind in counts and the walks and free bases basically. Good pitch, strike 1. Fouled back into the netting from Brody Signorelli. Signorelli's going to be off to Crowder Community College, Junior College, I should say. 0-2. Played for Coach Goff over at Fort Zumwalt West High School. And Halim sails that one to the backstop. Skylar Stock behind the plate couldn't quite get to that one. Two balls and two strikes. Signorelli gets back into the count. Baseball's flying out of the ballpark. Popped up. Third baseman, nice play. Ooh. Lindemann, I thought, giving him the old juke move. Mullinex making the play behind third base for out number 2. Tough play over there for that third baseman going back on that side. Brings up Nate Carabello as the, I guess that would be the English pronunciation, right? Yeah, because there's 2 L's. Spanish is, looks like it. Caraballo? Yeah. Carabello. We'll ask him which he prefers after the game. No, it's not Bellefontaine. I believe we have 2 balls and no strikes. 3-0. The proverbial 3-0 strike. Top of the order on deck. 2 outs, second and third. That's a huge lead over there. And Caraballo works the walk as we see Mr. Rauscher head to the plate. Strike 1 on the corner. Rauscher struck out his first at bat against Luke Wright. So on the wild pitch, Linneman comes in to score the second run for the Gold Squad. Everybody moves up 90 feet, and it is 1 ball, 1 strike. Halim taking his time. Probably tried to goose it up, put a little extra mustard on the hot dog. That's a good fastball right there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I think maybe tried to overthrow that last one. Got away from him. And there's the second one. And a bad throw from Stock. They might have had a chance to get Kovalak at home. So another wild pitch scores another run. So the free bases, the base on balls, and the hit by pitch have scored here on some wild pitches. 2-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. And Halim finishes it with the K. Rauscher goes down on strikes for the second time. We're heading to the top of the fourth inning with the score 6-3 Gray.
Not necessarily that I was like some big fisher by any means, but the analogy of like big fish, little pond. Holy cow! When you start to realize where your talent fits in this grand picture of what baseball actually is, not just what you've been exposed to, your mind's like, holy cow! I better step it up.
Tristan McMean back on the mound for his second inning of work. Tomorrow, the game will be at 10:30 right here at CarShield Field. We'll do 7.5 innings tomorrow, folks. Today's 6.5, and so we're looking forward to it. Make sure you tune in this afternoon, 3 p.m. Central Time, for the Keep Climbing podcast with Brett Graves. He is joined by former assistant coach at Francis Howell, former MLB draft pick, Darren Sissel, talking topics on recruiting. Keep Climbing podcast, Mondays, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time with Brett Graves. Make sure you tune in today, folks. Brett Graves, the owner of Premier Pitching and Performance, here today. Skylar Stock at the plate, leading off the top of the fourth. McMean upstairs, ball one. Two fastballs miss up in the zone. Jackson Vaughn on deck. Noah Hendrickson, and if anybody reaches, Cone Linder. Well, that's not necessarily true. You could get a double play and finish it that way as well. 3 balls, no strikes. Gray squad, coached by the head coach of Francis Howell High School, Tony Perkins. Just reached the 800 win milestone this past season. 700? 700. I gave him a little too many, didn't I? Hey, when it gets that, he'll break the record next year. Wins in the state. Wow. Good luck. Over 700 wins. There it is. We'll correct it. At Francis Howell High School, he's down at the third base line. Over here, Matt Huss is head coach of the Gold Squad. Stock gets the walk. He's the pitching coach at Missouri Baptist University. And again, Jackson Vaughn, just a hitter. Oh, I love that. Good job. Good base running there by Jackson Vaughn. Big run halfway down, watching the throw. So this is his second hit of the day. Hit one on the pull side, went with it the other way, line drive to the opposite field. Moves the runner to third base. Noah Hendrickson at the plate. Former St. Francis Borgia product. Currently at Jefferson College. That's a strike. One ball, one strike. To the folks around here, it's just Jeffco. That misses low. 2 balls and a strike. McMean trying to work out of some trouble is no outs. Had a pretty solid inning. Had the one hit by pitch, but was pretty effective in getting 1 strikeout in his first inning of work. A couple of pop outs, fly out. And he's even here with Hendrickson, 2-2. Jackson Vaughn, great jump, steals the bag with no throw. Takes the double play out of place, and we have a 3 balls, 2 strike count. Base open. Fouled out of play. Grounded past the pitcher. Up with it, shortstop. Nice throw. That is Anthony Gura at short. Run scores. Productive out from Noah Hendrickson. Gets the RBI. Vaughn to third. So Linderer, who reached on the air, scored a run, and that ball's away from the catcher, and Vaughn scores. So on the wild pitch, it's an 8-2 ball game. Oh, excuse me, 8-3. Yep, my fault. I don't know that I've ever seen that. That ball was fouled behind the hitter, and then Linderer on the backswing, the ball hits the bat and goes to the dugout. That's a first. I've not seen that before. But it's still only 1 strike. Maybe that should be 2 strikes, yeah? I would imagine the pitcher would like it. Pop back out of play, foul into the seats or onto the roof. And we got another baseball. One ball, 2 strikes. Thank you, Drew. Oh, tough. Had him 1-2, and the hit by pitch puts Linderer on base. Nick Mullinex at the plate, throw over. Linder's back in the bag. Great jump. Throw is not in time. So Linder with the stolen base. Runner goes. Oh, that's a mirror image of the last at bat there, these two. Linder had a great jump, and it was fouled back. One ball, one strike to Mullenix. McMean trying to work himself out of this. With one out. Runner goes. That's a strike. No throw. Jones not at the bag. One ball, two strikes. This Gray squad has been running all day, and they continue to steal base after base. Mullenix down on strikes for the second out. Sean Mitchell coming to the plate. McMean working to strand that free base at third. If you're wondering what the big metal thing in the in between the pitching mound and home plate is, folks, that is how the group here is measuring some analytics, getting information, gathering information. Take it back to the lab. Help these young men get better. Big cut from Mitchell. One ball, two strikes. Eight three. Two and two. Three balls, two strikes. Lifted high and deep to left field and is fair ball and a ground rule double. It doesn't look like the left fielder saw the ball at all. Nobody's helping, pointing up. That's a tough sky up there with the way this is. And another error. It won't show that way on the scorebook. But another fielding error here by this Gold squad. Just not quite into the ball game today. So it ends up bouncing foul out there. Ground rule double, scores Linder, and Mitchell is at second base. And McMean's got to face another batter. That should have been caught. Jack Cartwright at the plate. One ball, one strike to Cartwright. 9-3 ball game now. 1-2. McMean finishes his outing today with a strikeout. Gray team, 8. Gold, 3 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. 9-3, sorry. I love it. I agree completely. Coaching wise, we talked to infielders. I would talk to infielders. Look, because we're so caught up in, give me max effort. And so in our minds, effort is straining, is stress, moving. I'm like, no.
Quick and flowy.
Smoother. And I would always say this, smoother is faster.
Yep.
When you see somebody come through, boom, smooth, boom, all of a sudden, like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Zach Halim back out for his 2nd inning of work today. Gold Squad finally got some offense going. Struggling defensively here today. And let's put some extra pitches on the pitchers. I love the conversation we're seeing down here. Coach and player, this is what this is about. Guys getting extra work, seeing what they've got to do to improve their mechanics, their mental ability, the whole package to become the pitcher they want to be, the hitter they want to be, the fielder they want to be. So we're going to see Colton Nichols coming to the plate. Struck out looking his first at bat against Luke Wright. That is ball 1. Two and 0. Jaden Jones with the home run on deck. And a 4-pitch walk, and Nichols not happy, didn't get to swing the bat. He's at first base with Jones coming to the plate. Ball's away from the catcher. It's ball 1, and Nichols is advanced 90 feet. Popped up, but is going to get back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 1 to Jones. Runner goes. Throw is high. Oh. That was interesting. Stolen base for Nichols, and that's foul. Three balls, two strikes. That's popped up and on the run. Oh, heck of an effort. Man, that was a lot. That was really close over there to the wall. Love that effort by Beeman. I know that is Jackson Beeman because he's the only one wearing a gold shirt on the gray squad today. So, Jones still alive. Again, fouled back out of play. Baseballs flying everywhere. All over the place. Jaden Jones works the walk. And we got first and third with nobody out. Halim. In some trouble again here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Good pitch on the inside. Strike one to Marcus Graham. That is ball two. Excuse me, ball one. One ball, one strike. I messed that up. Stays inside. 2 balls and a strike. Three balls, one strike to Halim. That ball is lifted into deep center field. Deep enough that that's going to score a run easily for the Gold Squad. So Marcus Graham with the sac fly plates Nichols. It's out number one. Jones stays at first base. Bryce Byers coming to the plate. Ball one. Popped up. Shallow right field. The right fielder didn't see it. That sky, folks, with the mix of clouds. It's a tough sky. Tom Dickinson at the plate. 0-2 to Dickinson. Halim working to get out of and strand that runner, get out this trouble. Dickinson doesn't chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two and two. Halim has gotten ahead here in this count, and that's where sometimes it's tough if you start picking. Three balls, 2 strikes. Start trying to nibble at corners. Stays upstairs, and that's ball 4. So it continues here. Logan Winkleman coming to the plate. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Two on and 2 out. Three balls and a strike. And Halim is struggling with his fastball, trying to command that to the strike zone. He gets it there, but mostly missing high. And that ball is rifled foul down the third base line. Looked like he attempted a kick save down there in the bullpen, but was unsuccessful. I don't know, that might get a broke toe. Shot on the run, making the catch is the center fielder after Winkleman puts a ride on it. We're heading to the top of the 5th inning. Score 9-4. Gray.
Give me a good one.
Give me a good one. Definitely a different type of process.
Cut down or freeze up.
Being a coach's son.
Jackson, of course, they keep retooling. One stolen base, a hit by pitch. Oh my goodness. All right, folks, we're back here. We've got Rusty Buckner on the mound. And joining me for this inning, the 5th inning here, we have the gentleman from Baseball Talk Illinois, been joining me. Scout Connect, jack of all trades, Diego Solares.
Sure. What's up, man?
How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. Not on the Illinois side, but it's baseball. And it's not.
Oh,
it's
I'm
not
sorry.
super hot.
No, it's not.
It's not super hot.
But you've been around all over the place.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of work in Missouri and does a lot of stuff on the Illinois side. A lot of the kids that I talk to, even at the 14U and whatnot, know you. And I say,
That's a little scary.
oh, that's all right. You know, they're paying attention at least, right?
Sure. We got some Illinois guys representing today
Yeah,
out on this field.
absolutely.
David Barker was an O'Fallon grad in 2024. Headed to Swick next fall. He flashed some loud stuff, got in a little bit of trouble early or in that second inning. But Bryce Byers playing first base right now. Was an Edwardsville grad, state champ. So
That's a big kid over there, man.
yeah, at Lakeland College. So we got a good little mix of everybody.
Cooper Thornhill, Columbia College dude, takes the HBP. I'll tell you, man, we've seen a lot of hostility recently.
A lot of hit by pitches.
Yes, we have.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think it has something to do a lot of the times when it's humid. And I wouldn't say
Makes sense.
it's very hot today, but it's pretty humid.
It is.
It's tough to grip the ball. I know they got some rosin back there, but like you could even see it sometimes with guys that really spin breaking balls. And I don't know if this is true today, but just like the data and the metrics on their breaking ball will be down because they don't have a great grip on it.
Yep.
He's going to steal second base here.
Oh, yeah. Is that Linderer over there
Yeah, I
running?
believe so.
And he got domed again. That's Jackson Beeman.
The Linder kid at second base, he's a Jeffco guy. He's gotten some really good jumps today. I know he can run, but the jumps and the leads he gets off first and second base are really good. Like you can tell there's a method to him timing up the pitcher.
Yeah.
And obviously he's done it on multiple guys because we've seen multiple arms today. But pretty good blend of a guy that can run and also take the extra base when he needs to.
And on the other side, these pitchers, you know, they're here developing and working. Is that something that they're really focused on here, or is it more, you know, batter, pitcher, mechanic, those types of things?
Yeah, I think it's probably the latter.
Yeah.
I think the tough part with it too is obviously like you're on the mound, your goal is to get the guy out at the plate, right? But when guys get on, you have to, especially at the next level and the higher levels you go, hold runners. It's easier if you're left-handed, obviously, but for a right-handed arm, especially at first and second base, like you get a guy like that where he gets a huge jump because your timing's the same, or you're not picking over there, or you're not mixing things up. Now he's at second base. If he hits a backside single here, that run scores. It's the difference between a run scoring and a run not scoring, right? Whereas if you keep him at first, maybe he only goes first to second or first to third, whatever. So, and I think the same can be said at second base. Like if he's getting a huge secondary lead because we're not really focusing on holding the runner, or at least paying attention to him a little bit, then that can become a run on a routine single. So I think it's all the things. Obviously, when you talk about development, it's one big circle of things to work on. But I notice with a lot of the baseball that I watch, at least, that we kind of forget about those little things,
Yeah.
holding runners,
Yeah.
mixing up timing, and it's understandable. Like you're trying to get the guy out, but you can't forget about that part too.
Oliver Cartier at the plate.
I believe he's an Illinois guy.
He is.
Murfreesboro High School, I believe.
Yes, you're correct.
Headed to Lewis and Clark.
And he goes down on strikes for the third time today.
It's a good breaking ball there.
It was. James Dolly, who's been really good.
He swung it well. I was out here last week, jumped on one for a backside double by that assurance protection sign. I think he's headed to Gateway Community College in Arkansas
That's correct.
from Lafayette. So he's definitely, from what I've heard, been one of the top offensive performers of this league.
Tuesday before that, he hit a home run, hit the
Yeah, I
backside of the
I
bleachers.
saw your post.
Yeah.
We had a home run today. Jaden Jones.
Yeah, Jaden Jones.
Francis Hall Central, St.
Little
Louis Community
opposite.
College. Yeah, he got that one pretty good.
Yes,
got
he
it up in
did.
the wind.
And I think it might have been out even if the
Yeah.
wind wasn't blowing.
He
that ball
got it
carried
pretty
well. Yeah, he did.
He got it pretty good.
Big swing and a miss from Dolly. Beeman at third. We have a 10-4 ball game now.
A little more offensive than when I was out here last week. Did not see a whole lot of offense last Wednesday.
Pitching was much better last week.
Yeah. And it's that time of the year.
I think so.
It's that time of the year.
And it's up and down. And, here's the thing, too. These kids are getting a lot of information through the week, right? So now, and I think sometimes you may see the ups and downs of it. You get the analytics, you get the information, you're going and you're doing your work, you come out. Now you're working to apply that during this. And it may just not all be there yet, right?
Yeah, and I think sometimes less can be more.
Right.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the analytics and the data, because it's not. It's very useful. It's information you wouldn't be able to know if you didn't have the technology with it. But it's all about the individual athlete and what works for them. And like for me, when I was in college, and again, I wasn't a very good college baseball player, but we had all the technology and all the data. And for me, it was sometimes just keeping it simpler. And that was more effective. But for other people, they love the data and they love the tinkering and they love all of it. And it's really about finding what works for you.
Absolutely. Well, and that's the point of this. This is what these kids are here for. And if you've gotten information, you may be trying to tinker with something out here right now.
I think,
and I think you're going to see that from time in these settings here a little bit.
Yeah, I think one of the cool things about this league is that obviously they get their games in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
They get their at bats. Like everyone, it's all in a controlled environment. If they have to roll innings, they will. But the outside of it, they get the actual training too. Like Thursday, they do their training. They all have strength training at the Premier Pitching Performance Facility over in Wentzville. Like it's very much as if you were just doing college inter squats.
Yeah.
You get your games, you get your innings, you get your ABs, but on top of that, you get a developmental aspect to it. And obviously, 99% of summer college leagues are, hey, just go out there and play. There's not really an emphasis on actually developing.
Kent Landrum goes down on strikes, 2 Ks in the innings. The 2 hit by pitches come back to score, man, free bases.
They always do.
Buckner didn't look bad, though, in the inning, and we're heading here now to the bottom of the 5th inning. We're going to hang out here a few minutes with Diego Solares. Scout Connect works at the Sports Barn in Edwardsville, Illinois, and is doing some work here. So Wednesdays especially, I know you come, you're here today. You're doing a lot of some video and putting some stuff out, posting on social media. How are you seeing this social side of those things helping work for these kids, Diego?
I think for me, like my aspect of it is when I come out here, I kind of try and pick and choose on what I'm going to see.
Yeah.
And from a social media standpoint, for me, the big thing is kind of highlighting those dudes that are uncommitted guys that are in the portal, or maybe it's a guy that was a JUCO freshman last year that is now going to be a JUCO sophomore. Kind of start that early love process on the socials. We have a lot of guys that are playing in this league that are, juniors at 4 years, and like they have their path set in stone already. I think for me, it's less of giving love to those guys and more of trying to help that next group of dudes that are going to be on the recruiting wave, whether they're in the portal now or they're JUCO guys that the fall will be extremely important for them from a recruiting standpoint.
We have Dominic DeBella on the mound here for the Gray Squad. East Central Community College facing off here, his first batter against Anthony Gura. What do you know about DeBella?
I believe he was a Union High School grad. I might be wrong there. I actually have not seen him since he was a junior in high school.
Oh, wow.
And I know East Central, they've done a really good job. Luke Miller over there, the head coach, took over in kind of a weird spot for that program, and they had a great year. They won their region. They're in Region 16, but they're not a Division I school like Jeffco Crowder. They are.
Division II.
They're a Division II program, and I think they're going to be here to stay for a while. They've done a great job getting guys that are in the portal that are bouncing back.
Yeah.
Eli Woodall, Eli Trittinger, 2 guys that come to my mind headed there, and so that's going to be a program to keep an eye out for. Nice little park too. Union's not the biggest town, but they play in an all-turf or a turf infield, and it's a pretty nice setup they got going on there. So we'll see if he'll be an impact for them this year on the mound. But that's another strong junior college option for players in Missouri. with the A+ program and everything can be a
Absolutely.
huge help.
Gura's 3-2, and we've seen DeBella, what you were talking about earlier, not being able to really execute that curveball.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
gotten
he's
away from him.
missing arm side a little bit. That was a good pitch there.
Good
Fastball in the inner
fastball.
half.
Forget the curveball, Ricky.
I'd probably go back to it here. I mean, see if you can get a ground ball, stay in that arm side corner. His body kind of works that way anyway. Like he's kind of a closed toe guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he gets an inside fastball here, he'll probably have a good chance of getting a ground ball.
Goes back to the fastball, misses outside, and Gura gets the leadoff walk.
This next hitter, is it Joey Linneman?
Yes, sir.
This one I'm pretty interested in. We had our JUCO portal / transfer showcase here a couple weeks ago, and he was one of the guys that participated in it. And to be honest, it was really just a game. Like there wasn't any showcase workout aspect to it, but we did have a few guys run the 60,
Yeah.
and he ran a 6.6.
Did he
And then
really?
We had him run it again. He ran a 6.64. So I mean, 2 times on the watch, getting basically the same time. Really good base runner. Like I don't know if you noticed earlier, but he was on third base with a left-handed pitcher on the mound, and he was basically halfway down the line on his secondary to where one pitch got away from the catcher and he scored before the ball even hit the backstop. I'm always interested in guys that can run.
Yeah.
Like I think the way the game's going now, especially like there's a pretty big emphasis on it. So if he swings it at all, that would be a guy to keep an eye on this fall at St. Charles. I believe he's going to be a sophomore. So.
I believe, yes, you're correct. Gura giving him some trouble over there. There's the curveball, works for Dominic Bell, drops it in for a strike, 2 balls and a strike. Because Linneman, I know he was pitched over at Zumwalt North as well, but I think as a position player is where he's going to get his opportunities.
Yeah. I would think he profiles as a center fielder type that can run it down a little bit. Kind of seen that on display the last couple of weeks. I had him on a 4.29 down the line last Wednesday, which is a pretty good time for a right-handed hitter on a ground ball.
So he can beat out some of those infield, some infield singles, keeps the average working.
Yeah, man. If you can run, there's always going to be value on guys that can defend up the middle and can run. You kind of open up a whole new level of your game as a runner, and I think it kind of gives you a bigger margin for error per se.
Yeah.
Because you'll always have that in your back pocket, and especially guys that can run and have a motor, like where they're consistently going 100% out of the box. Like there's always a place for those guys at any level.
So 2 walks to start this inning. DeBella in some trouble. What's he saying to himself?
I think here you got to try to get a ground ball, man. I would really try to focus this inner half fastball. See if you can get twin kill in here. Help yourself out, but
The pitcher's best friend.
yeah.
Line drive,
Too much of the plate there.
hung up in the air. Nice job. Hit it on the screws, but
Right back up the middle.
that is beaming out in center field for out number 1. So that's a big out.
It's a physical center fielder too.
Yes, it is, man.
You got Brody Signorelli here, Fort Sumwalt West, headed to Crowder. Really,
Is he
obviously-
going to pitch there?
I think he's going to start out doing both.
Is he?
I think he's really interesting on the mound. It's a pretty tough look, like the way he goes about it. And what I mean, not in a negative way. Like he hides the ball pretty well. It's more of a 3/4 slot. I think he's got a chance to throw pretty hard one day. And when the breaking ball is good, it's pretty good. So
Because he's been low,
low mileage guy.
right?
Low mileage guy, low 80s. He was up to 86 last fall in spurts. with a pretty good slider. Like it's a tight, hard slider that comes out of that
Yeah.
same fastball window.
Yeah.
And he's always been a two-way guy. And you know those guys that are two-way guys with some physical projection left. Obviously, like he's
athletic.
athletic. He's got some room
Yeah.
to put on some more weight. His dad's a pretty big guy,
Right.
physical guy.
Oh, I know, right?
Usually when those guys,
And you could probably maybe even see Signorelli growing a couple more inches,
yeah, and putting on probably 15 to 20 good pounds.
right?
When those guys stop doing both, it usually ends up going well, one way or the other.
This is and this is what's interesting. You see a young man like Brody, and what you're talking about here, Diego, and I think this is what's interesting about the inexactness of some of these things sometimes, because you just don't know.
Sure.
These are the unseeables. I'm watching the Dodgers and Astros yesterday. And,
That's unfortunate.
it was ugly. Anywho, Gusto was pitching, and they were talking about this young man's journey. He was cut from his high school team. Went and played junior college baseball. He was going to get cut, but there was an injury, kept him on. He was throwing low 80s in the throw. Oh, great jump by Linneman. I like that. Nobody covering the out because the base was occupied. So Signorelli's out on strikes, but everybody moves up and ends up continuing to work, gets an opportunity he's done there his 2 years at the junior college. He's throwing mid-90s. He grew,
Yep.
bing, bang, boom, and now he's pitching in the major leagues. Now, is that the
Traditional path?
no?
No, but it doesn't mean it's not possible, right? Like there's avenues for everybody. And as long as you keep working forward and there's something to like pave your own path. You know what I mean?
Right? And that's what I'm saying. So, as we're talking about Signorelli here, as long as he's willing to keep working and it might be a difficult path, but hey, why not? You don't know. Oh, my goodness.
He's 15 to 20 pounds away, in my opinion, from being pretty legit on the mound.
Right?
Like I could see that being mid to upper 80s from the left side. I think something that goes by the wayside sometimes when we talk about velocity jump with the fastball is typically when your fastball velocity goes up, your breaking ball velocity also goes up. And harder breaking balls are much harder to hit than softer breaking balls.
Sure.
So that takes a jump. The fastball velo takes a jump. Now you're talking about an athletic lefty that's mid to upper 80s. Like those don't grow on trees typically. So it will be really interesting to follow his career at Crowder. This hitter right here, is it Anthony Caraballo?
Nate
Caraballo. Took a really interesting round of BP pregame. He was wearing out the right center
I
field
saw
gap.
that, man.
Wearing out the right center field gap. Physical kid at Lakeland Community College. I believe he's an uncommitted sophomore, actually. So done with his junior college career, but he'd be one to circle.
gets the walk. So the two walks early in the inning have come around to score on two
usually
wild
do.
pitches. And Caraballo's on first base with another walk. And we're to the top of the order with Sean Rauscher, who struck out once against Wright, struck out against Halim, and has got his third at bat here, facing cracked into the gap and down. Ball hit very hard. Caraballo is headed home, and he's going to score.
First.
Yeah, all the way from first on the 2-out RBI double from Sean Rauscher. I think he'll take that at bat, and that's going to be it for Dominic DeBella here in the bottom of the fifth. So another run scores, makes it what do we got? 13-5. We got a high scoring one here, and thanks.
You got it.
Appreciate seeing you, buddy.
Appreciate you guys having me on.
Go check out Diego Solares on socials, Deegs Baseball.
It's my personal Twitter. You can follow Scout
I'm sorry,
Connect
man.
at Scout Connect BB.
Shouldn't throw that out. My
Yeah.
bad.
Hey, you're good.
Scout
You're good.
Connect Baseball. All right. We'll be right back. I love it. I agree completely. Coaching wise, we talk to infielders. I would talk to infielders. Look, because we're so caught up in, give me max effort. And so in our minds, effort is straining, is stress, moving. I'm like, no.
Quick and flowy.
Smoother. And I would always say this, smoother is faster.
Yep.
When you see somebody come through, boom, smooth, boom, all of a sudden, you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right, we got Rusty Buckner coming back out for his second inning of work. Top of the sixth inning. Popped up. Second baseman under it, calling it, making the catch is Sean Rauscher for out number one. That was Skylar Stock leading off the inning. Brings up Jackson Vaughn 2 for 2. Scored twice, stole a base. Takes ball one. Two and 0. That misses outside. 3 and 0. Buckner, I would say, pitching safely to Jackson Vaughn. That's how I would put that. That's fouled out of play. Had the 3-0 green light. I like it. Misses outside. So the walk for Jackson Vaughn keeps his day perfect, 2 for 2. Brings up Noah Hendrickson. 0 for 2, but has the RBI on the ground out to the shortstop. Again, we see the effects of the humidity on the old off speed. Lane, you ever suffered that? Was it a fastball? Okay. The way that came out of his hand, it looked like it was off speed, trying to throw a curveball. Right? Little change up. Fouled back out of play by Hendrickson. That is going to be foul and bounces up into the seats. Working on getting some baseballs here. How many guys does it take to get the baseballs to the umpire? And we got that one too, so we're getting baseballs all around here. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hendrickson. Runner at second. That's in the dirt, in the turf, whichever you prefer. 3 balls, 2 strikes in the pellets. There are rubber pellets all over there. Ooh, just got a piece. Fouled it back behind Blue. Bounced right over his head. Man, if Mr. Linder gets on again, I think we're going to have to post game. He's been running all over the field. Grounded off the glove. Diving stop. Oh, heck of a play by Sean Rauscher to recover after the ball pops off the glove of the pitcher. Dives, rolls, and fires a strike. To the first baseman for out number 2. If you're scoring at home, I believe that is 1-4-3. Linder at the plate takes ball 1. Off the pitcher's glove to the second baseman, to the first baseman. That was an excuse me. I'm going to go walk around and come back now, clear my head, and I'm back. Shouldn't have swung it that way. Buckner trying to strand Vaughn at third base. That's upstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike to Linder. Reached on the air, hit by pitch, scored both times, stole 3 bases in amidst all that. 3-1. I'd imagine if he gets on here, second base is stolen. Three balls, 2 strikes. Can't check the swing there. Buckner gets him on strikes. That ends the top of the 6th inning with the score now 13-5. Gray Squad.
It's gonna be a good one.
Gonna be a good one. Definitely a different type of process.
Cut down or freeze up.
Being a coach's son,
Jackson, of course, they keep retooling. 1 stolen base, a hit by pitch. Oh my goodness. Dominic DeBella on for his second inning of work. Got himself into trouble with the walks. All 3 walks scored for him last inning. And we talk about this, it's one of the constants in baseball for pitchers. When you give away free bases, they usually come back to haunt you. With Sean Roucher with the big one with the 2-out double, scoring the last of those runs. And he's down 2-0 to Colton Nichols, who has struck out, walked, and stole a base and scored in the 4th. He's 3-0. Got the 3-0 pitch and swung. Grounds out to the third baseman, Mullinex. I think he just wanted to get something to hit. Jaden Jones, a home run and a base on balls today. Takes ball 1. Got one more pitcher warming up for today's matchup. And that is Peyton Lavaseur. Grounded under the shortstop's glove. Kent Landrum. Single adds to the total here for Jaden Jones. He's on for the 3rd time. Having himself a pretty good offensive day today. Marcus Graham grounded out, had the sac fly in the 4th, and he's up for the 3rd time, facing DeBella. Ball 1. Two and 0. Three and 0. So that, folks, is the 4th walk in 2 innings for DeBella. First and second, 1 out. And it's ball 1 to Byer. One ball, 1 strike. And that's going to drop in for a 1-out single, load the bases. That was a big full swing and off the crack of the bat. Didn't Looks like he got it off the end of the bat a little bit there, but dumps it into center field. Tom Dickinson. Walked and grounded out. And gets the tower buzz greeted from the first pitch from DeBella. It's 1 out. 2-1. Two oh. Three oh. Oh, excuse me. That was 4-0. My fault. Lost track. So the fifth walk of the 2 innings for DeBella is a run. And Jaden Jones scores after singling to get on base. And that is behind Gura. Marcus Graham comes in to score. Everybody moves up another 90 feet. First base is open, and it is ball 1 to Logan Winkleman. Excuse me, Anthony Gura. Excuse me. Did we lose Tom Dickinson in this? It looks like we did, because that's Winkleman out at second base. And we got Gura at the plate. Looks like he might have had to go to work. Who knows? Because that's Byer, and that's Winkleman. And so, there you go. That is ball 4 to Anthony Gura. So Gura, Winkleman, and Byers on the base paths. What? We have golden pillows out there. Did you like that one? Bases are sometimes referred to pillows because of the way they were back in the olden days. Popped up, shallow right field. Nice job out there by James Dolly taking control. I heard that all the way up here. And that was the second out, but we reached some pitch counts and we're heading to the top of the 7th inning. What do we got now, Drew? 13-7? We'll be right back.
Not necessarily that I was like some big fisher by any means, but the analogy of like big fish, little pond. Holy cow! When you start to realize where your talent fits in and this grand picture of what baseball actually is, not just what you've been exposed to, your mind's like, holy cow! I better step it up.
we go. All right. Peyton Levasseur, another East Central Community College product here on the mound. He's going to face off against Nick Mullinex, Sean Mitchell, and then Jack Cartwright here. And strike one. And that ball is going to get in the seats. Nice try over there. I like it. 0-2. Grounded to the third baseman. Can't come up with it. And Mullinex is on. We'll give him an infield single. Why not? I don't know if there's an official scorekeeper, so it doesn't really matter. You like that one? I think so, Lane. See? Sean Mitchell at the plate. That's strike one. Guys down there finishing their arm care work today. Oh, good pitch. Bottom falls out of that. Mitchell swings over the top. 0-2. One and two. Kind of a interesting delivery from Levasseur. Kind of hard to pick up as it just kind of appears over his shoulder and then it's boom. That's fouled out of play. We'll do it again, 2-2. Our baseball's fleeing out of the field of play all over the place, man. Yeah. Runner goes. And looks like Graham tried to hold up, lost the grip. And the base stolen from Mullinex. 3-2 count now to Sean Mitchell. That was going to be a tough one for Graham anyway. That ball was up and in. Oh, outstanding curveball from Levasseur. And I don't know if Mitchell kind of gave up on that. He was getting ready to flip the bat back and take first base. And Blue says you can take a seat in the dugout. One out. Jack Cartwright to the plate. Grounded to the right side. Oh! And he threw that in the dugout. Rauscher, I thought he was going to get him, and then that just a little underhand toss chucked it over the head of the first baseman. And the run scores. Another single. No, that's an error. Because he still had it. I thought he was going to get him. Back to the top. Actually, No Cooper Thornhill. That's right. He left. Looked like he was limping pretty good, so left the ball game. We're back to it is the top really. Jackson Beeman. Was it 14-7 now? 14-7? Yeah. Man, we got a football score here today. Both extra points made. Exactly. And that is ball 4 to Beeman. The walks piling up today. And a lot of the reason why we're seeing a lot of these runs today. A lot of free bases. Oliver Carchi at the plate. He's 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. He's not had a lot of success at the plate today. First and second, 1 out. A run already in. And a strike. One ball, 1 strike. One and 2. Dolly is on deck. Misses away. That's a big time cut, and that is 3rd strike. And the second out here in the top of the 7th, our final half inning. This will be it for today. Levasseur is our last pitcher. Yeah. Home team doesn't get to hit. James Dolly. That's a first. I don't think I've ever been part of a game like that. Ain't that weird? But this isn't normal games in that respect. But Dolly is getting an opportunity. Takes ball 2. He is 1 for 2 today. A single scored, hit by pitch, had an RBI ground out in the 5th inning. Big cut. 2-1. That misses away. 3 balls and a strike. Kent Landrum on deck. Three balls, 2 strikes. Lifted into center field. Catch made out there by Signorelli. And that is the ball game. 13-7 win for the Gray side. We'll be back tomorrow right here, 10:30 a.m. We got 7.5 innings tomorrow in the ball game. But, hey, it was fun. Enjoyed it. Remember, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, Keep Climbing Podcast. Make sure you tune in. Great conversation between Brett Graves, Darren Sissel about recruiting. Folks, Have a great day in the Lord, and we'll see you tomorrow right here at the ballpark.